Hey home stars, welcome back. Welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and stitch this up. I'm gonna join two pieces of fabric here, and I just thought I would show you the best way to join your fabric. Now right now I have the two right sides together. I'm going to change it, and I am going to put the wrong sides together because I am going to use a French seam to stitch the two pieces together. Okay, so the reason why I am using a French seam is because I don't want the back where it's joined to be untidy, right? So I am just gonna go ahead and trim off some of the excess fabric. Now that I have trimmed off some of the excess fabric, I am gonna go ahead and I am gonna open my little curtain, and then I am gonna go ahead and turn it over just like so. And then I like to encourage you guys to press your work while you go, because it gives you a better finished project in the end. So what I'm gonna do is press, iron, press. Oh, my iron is too hot. Okay, there. Have a little sticky stuff on the bottom too. Needs to be cleaned. Okay, so okay, work with me here. Yeah, that's better. After this, I'm gonna have to clean this iron face. Okay, so now I have pressed my two pieces together. See, I stitched first with them on the wrong side, and then now I'm putting the right sides together. I have pressed, and now I'm gonna go ahead and stitch, and I'm gonna stitch a little bit in to make sure that when I'm done there are no raw edges showing on the other side. So I'm gonna stitch 2 times the width I just stitched to stitch the two pieces together. Oh no, don't tell me my bobbin. My bobbin is... Actually, I am bending my back. I don't need to bend my back. All I have to do is bring my table up. Yeah. There. So that I don't have to bend my back. I think that's high enough now. Yeah. Okay, so now I have stitched across. So you see what happens here. We have this lovely finish on the front and lovely finish on the back. So we conceal all the raw edges. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna press on the front of the fabric. I'm just gonna press on the back because my iron has been behaving weird. Okay, so we're good. Now we are gonna do the side hems, and then we are gonna do the top and the bottom hem. Right now you can do either one first. You can do the top and the bottom and then the side hems, whatever order you want to do it in. So what I'm going to do is, there are two gadgets here. I'm going to be using the seam ripper, which is a good one to have if you have a sewing kit. And this little measuring gadget here is a good one to have too. We are going to measure 1 inch. This is where our 1 inch is. And we're going to put a pin here. And then I'm going to go ahead and measure 1 inch at the top here. And I am going to put a pin here. And then we are going to fold our fabric in. And I am going to start pressing. And as I go, I am going to make sure that I have 1 inch. That's it. Now, the other way that I usually do this is to measure. Phone. Okay, so somebody just rang my phone and didn't answer. Sorry, guys. So sorry. Okay, so yeah, I was saying that there is another way we can do this, and I find the other way easier. But just in case you think this is easier for you, I'm doing it both ways. So we'll do the other way on the other side. So now we have our 1 inch hem. We're going to fold again, which means that we are using 2 inches for our hem. So there we go. I think I'm gonna have to, okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do a flat stitch. Okay, now for the other side, I am going to show you how to do the other way. So it's a 1 inch double hem. So I'm going to fold 2 inches in. Just get my little gadget here, 2 inches. And I can pin it, but what I'm going to do is just go ahead and start pressing. And then I make sure I have 2 inches here too. And then I press up to here. And then make sure I have 2 inches up here. And then press all the way. Then I am going to open this and I am going to fold the fabric back to the line I just pressed in. There we go. And at this time, you could actually press this too. I almost burnt my hand, you guys. There we go. And then we just flip this. And we have our 1-inch double hem. Yeah, my iron is not cooperating, it's sticking. But I'm not gonna let it get my way. I'm gonna keep going. And then we're gonna go ahead and stitch. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Now we are done. So we have done our side hems. And so now we are going to do our top hem. Now, generally, if you put in 2 pieces of fabric together and one is of a lighter color, you put the lighter color at the top and the darker color at the bottom. Because of the weight, it's better to have the heavier weight at the bottom and the lighter weight at the top. Because, yeah, it does carry visual weight, right? I'm going to fold, let's do 3 inches. So you will let your tape dictate your header. This is a narrow one. Generally, as I mentioned in another video, is I wouldn't use this on a long curtain. I would use this on a sill length, apron length, or valance. I would use something wider on a full length curtain. So I am getting 3 inches. That's 3 inches. Let's see if it's 3 inches across here. Nope, need to go up a little more. That's 3 inches. And 3 inches. So we're just going to go ahead and iron. And then we're going to open this. And we're going to take the fabric back to where I pressed. And then we're just going to fold it. We could iron it before we fold, but just like I did the first time, but I just didn't do that now. If you're a beginner and you need to iron, then you just iron before. Now that I have the top hem, what I'm going to do is attach my curtain tape to the top hem. Okay, so we are gonna have to snap off. Okay, let's stretch this. No, I'm not gonna snap off any. I'm just gonna fold this just like it is. And I am gonna put it pretty close to the edge. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and pin it in place. And I'm going to pin across just to secure the tape to the curtain panel. Okay, so here we go. We're at the end now, and this tape is a bit different. The other tapes will have the cord running on top in certain areas, right? This is a shearing or a gathering tape, right? So how do we fold this back? Well, we just got to get the cord out of the tape, right? And there is where the seam ripper comes in. Now you want to be very careful. You don't want to cut your cord because the seam ripper does cut, right? So what you want to do is just see where your cord needs to come up. It needs to come up round about right here. So what I'm going to do is use the end that has the ball, and I am gonna slowly get my cord through. There we go. Here is the cord. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Just take your time. And always, always, always use the end with the ball. If you use this end, you got to be careful. You got to make sure that your seam ripper doesn't go deeper than right on the top there, because you don't want to cut your cord. There we go. The cord is up. There. So now we have our cord on top. We're going to go ahead and we're going to fold this part back. We're going to put it down on our fabric. We're going to pin it into place. And then we are ready to stitch. We're going to stitch off the top here, stitch off the bottom here, and then stitch the sides. Knot in my thread, and now I'm on my way. The one thing you want to make sure is that however you are stitching, you do not stitch on your cord, because your cord has to be functional. Oh, okay, I was wondering if my thread was finished again, but it's not. So we'll keep stitching. It seems as though my cord is stretching as I go, so I may have to make an adjustment on the other side, but that's okay. Yeah, I have to make an adjustment, and I actually have to pull the cord out of another area because, yeah, my cord just stretched. Gotta make sure I don't catch up any parts of the panel in it. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and just turn the panel and stitch off this side. And I'm just gonna go back to make sure that my cord is secured. Now, if you're using another type of heather, then maybe you can go ahead and knot the thread before you stitch. Okay, so there you have it. We have stitched our gathering tape on, and this end is the end where our cord is. I'm just cutting off a couple pieces of thread here. And then what we're going to do is just go ahead and grab a hold of our cord, and we're just going to pull across. And we pull across and fix our pleats or our gathers like we want them to be, and also to fit the area that we want to cover. Right? As I said before, I wouldn't use this small tape for a full length curtain. I would use it for a valance or a ceiling or a apron length curtain. So there you go. That is how we actually stitch on our gathering tape or shirring tape onto our curtain panel. Now, when you are done doing that, never cut this off. Always just do like a slip knot or some type of a knot and tuck the excess cord away discreetly, because chances are you may want to take your curtain down and flatten it so you can clean it, or you may want to lengthen or widen your curtain so you can use it on a different window. Or you may just want to change a look by just loosening the pleat or making the pleats or the gathers tighter. If you got value from today's lesson, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Remember to turn on your bell notification. Click all so that you'll be notified of upcoming videos. Also, like, share, and leave me a comment because I love to chat with you. Can't wait to connect with you again soon in my next video. See you soon.